Hi guys, so today I'm going to be making these Lotus tea light holders. I have the mold right here and I'm just going to do a simple one in this. I did make one in like clear with gold flakes and I'm going to do a similar one but with silver flakes. So let's get started. So I have my resin and hardener mixed up over here. I mixed it up around 20 minutes ago, and don't worry about the bubbles. This is Epoke Resin, so it does release self-release bubbles. So I need to make 2 of these tea light holders, both with the silver flakes, and that's why I'm putting a lot of silver foil over here. You don't need so much if you're just making one. So I'm just gonna mix this. So you can already see that the bubbles have risen. Once I'm done mixing, I do like leaving it sitting for just about 2 to 3 minutes so that the bubbles can rise, and then I can pop them. So I'll let this sit for about maybe like 30 seconds. Let all the bubbles come up, and then I'm just gonna spray it with some isopropyl alcohol. This is the alcohol that I use. It already comes with a spray, so you don't have to worry about it. It's by Nakshatra's isopropyl alcohol, 99.9% pure, and it just makes this process very easy. And you can see how much bubbles have risen. All I'm going to do is take my isopropyl alcohol and spray it now. It's been about, I would say, 30 seconds. And there you go. There will be some still that will keep rising up, but I'm not going to wait for it. I'm just going to start pouring now. So here's my mold, and I'm going to spray this again with some isopropyl alcohol on all edges, just a little bit. So as you can see, there are some bubbles on the edges right here. So I'm again going to spray this with some alcohol, and that's it. Now I'm going to start with the pour. I've already put some isopropyl alcohol in here. So let me just move this to the center of the frame, and there we go. So since that was a little bigger chunk, that's why it just went out, but nothing to worry. So I like doing it in small batches, and let me pull this one also here so I can show you what I'm doing. So I've sprayed this mold also with some isopropyl alcohol, and I'm just gonna go in. So once I've done, I've poured a little bit of silver. I like to go in with a little bit of clear resin. This is completely clear. I'm just reusing the cup. This will just help the silver to spread a bit more and be a little even. And there are some larger chunks, so what I'm gonna do is just push it down. Make sure you're not doing this super fast, because if you do, there will be a lot of bubbles that inside you won't be able to remove those, you know. Since this is a more intricate mold, you need to ensure that you put least bubbles on the corners. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of clear here as well. Although in this one you did see that there were smaller chunks of the silver foil, so it did spread out pretty evenly. But I'm still gonna go ahead and move these smaller little chunks inside. just so that it can allow the resin when I pour now to go in. And I'm just gonna keep repeating the same, so I'll speed up this a little bit. So now that we have filled up the entire mold, whatever's in the corner, I'm just pulling it a bit in so they don't stick out. And I'm just gonna wait for maybe about 20 seconds. You can already see over here the bubbles are already rising. In this one also, on the sides you can see. I'm just waiting for the bubbles to rise first. So while we're waiting for the bubbles to rise, I don't like the center to be so empty. So I don't want so much negative space. So I'm gonna go ahead with a little bit of silver foil, or whichever foil you're using at the moment, and just break it in the mold itself. And since this is in the center and it's on the top, you have control of how much you're going to distribute in each corner, and if there are any bubbles, it's going to be easier for it to rise. So ideally, the resin and the silver foil that I'd mixed up earlier, I would have reserved a little bit towards the end for this part, but since that got over quite early and I needed that to spread around also, I didn't do it. I'm just gonna do this, and I'm gonna go in with just the tiniest bit of resin right here. So what happens is when resin cures, it does go in a bit. So that's why I've topped it up as much as possible. Now that it's been a few seconds, maybe a minute, I'm just gonna go again with the isopropyl alcohol and just spray it. And you can see the bubbles already popping. I'm gonna go for a second spray, and that's about it. I am just cleaning up the edges a bit. I don't want any foil on the corners, so I'm just gonna push it in a bit. That's about it. So this looks good. I'll see you all for the demold next.